Okay, now we're reassembling the lower kingpin. This is a little bit confusing if you don't remember exactly how you pull it apart, or also just like it's so dirty and greasy that when I pull it apart you can't really see exactly how it went together. So I just want to like lay this up so you can see exactly how it goes together before I grease it all up. So I bought the Yukon gear and axle kit, and also everything is out of focus. So I bought a lower piece. You might use your existing one or not, but anyways, here's all the pieces and how they fit on. You have this rubber piece that goes on top of this little dish, and then the race, which is below that. So you're gonna have these three pieces: race, cap, and this rubber gasket thing. That is gonna have to fit like so into the lower kingpin, into there. That gives this bearing that sits on the lower kingpin, which, let's see if I can pull this off real quick. Kind of hard to figure out what order to put everything together to make the knuckle go on, but I'm going to put the upper kingpin in place first. You're going to need this tool. I got mine from East Coast Gear Supply. I put a little bit of red Loctite on the thread on this kingpin before I stuck it in. This is the upper, it's the threaded part. So throw this on there. I got my big old breaker bar. Set it on there. And then leave the torque spec 500. I'll double check that. Alright, torque spec that I found online was 500 to 600. So I set mine to 550 because that seemed to make most sense. And just turned on until it clicked, which is, it's pretty hard to do, but with a breaker bar this long, or well actually a torque wrench this long, it's not too bad. Alright, so that's in. See, the cap is on one side. This is on the other side. And Alright, so I flipped the axle upside down just so I could pound down on the seal as opposed to trying to slap up on it. Yeah, so you'll get it in there. You'll know it's in there because this cap can't move anymore, the little dust cap. When you're putting it in, try to center this guy up as best you can, right before the race starts to get tight. Because if you put it in crooked, then you put it in crooked and there's not really a whole lot you can do about it. But as long as you got a good seal going all the way around, it doesn't really matter. Alright, so now take your knuckle and take your lower kingpin, slide this in here. There you go. Make sure the bolt holes line up. It is designed to go one way over the other. That's wrong. That lines up. Then you're going to take this guy, you're going to slide him over that. So that's sitting like this. Probably just to keep it all together, I'd throw a bolt or two in here for when you slide it on. Alright, so this is in here. We got the little golden looking seal thing. It just kind of press fits in there. It's like I give it a little bit of like baby taps with like a rubber mallet, but that's all you need. Everything looks weird because the fork, or not the fork, the fork tapers back. So when you're putting things in, they don't really look level, you know. But it's in there good. So all you're gonna do is slip this knuckle over the top of it, and then slide the lower in. Alright, so slipping this lower kingpin on like straight and sliding it in isn't easy, but it can be done. Just be careful. You know, right now there's not quite enough pressure, so the dirt can just barely almost maybe get in there right now. I don't know if you can really see that. There's rubber gaskets and everything, so it's tight enough. But once these get tightened down and everything's in place, just check back to make sure that there's no gap back here, you know. Alright, coming around to the upper, I took this and just kind of hand threaded it in just to hold this so that it, you know, it didn't want to like slip off. But you're going to take this seal that was in the kit. It was in the Yukon gear and axle thing that's right in the center, right there. Be careful when you're tearing it out of the packaging. Everything in here is really heat shinked on. You can kind of tear gaskets or tear, hurt stuff. So be careful. Anyways, come back up here to the upper and pull this kingpin out, which is going to make the knuckle. The knuckle won't be able to fall off because you have it in up top or down below. But you're going to take this seal and get it in there square, and then set the kingpin on there and use it like a race driver. So we're going to set it with the taper facing like that. So push it in there real good, make sure it's even all the way around, and then dump the kingpin into the hole. Alright, so the axle house is painted. Got the axle in there, I got the U-joint pressed. Here is the dust shield piece. I knocked it off just to paint it, and if I could do it over again, I wouldn't have knocked it off at all. They're pretty hard to get back on and off, and they're really easy to damage. It's backwards. Go like that. They're really easy to damage when you're knocking them on and off, so don't do that. Alright, so I smacked that into place. It's pretty hard to get it on straight, but once you do, it's in, it's on. There's some stuff that goes on the side of this, like a little rubber thing and whatnot. That's still in order, so I'm just going to jump back over to doing the kingpin install. We'll come back to this later. Yeah. So to make it easy, I recommend just pulling out the axle now, and then you can just slide it back in once you got the knuckle in place. Alright, so when you pull this piece out of the Yukon gear and axle kit, it's going to be set like this, and you're going to think, oh yeah, okay, perfect, it's good to go. It's not. They, for some reason, put this O-ring that goes in your upper kingpin in here. And then the other alternative O-ring is packaged in the middle. So why they put both of those there is unbeknownst to me. I could have bad information, but from what I've seen online, that seems to be how they package it, which is kind of strange. But anyways, we'll get to pounding this race in and see how that works. For now, take this bronze golden looking cap and this bearing and set it off to the side. You don't need that, for now at least. Here's your race, and here is the little dust cap that keeps everything out. So this is going to lay in there like that, and you can see how this is shaped. I'm going to go in like that. Just get this guy all set up. All right. Okay, so something to watch out for when you're pounding this race in is that the way the fork is not, it's tapered down a little bit like that. So when this is actually level, it's going to look like there's more, it's going to look kind of crooked. So you want to get this in here straight. I don't know if you actually need a level per se, but you just need to get it in there straight, and it's kind of hard to do. So set your dust cap in, make sure it feels firm. Get this guy set up, and then go get your tap and bearing kit, or go get your bearing driver set.